What's up, y'all? My name is Andre Hopkins, also known as Andre Interview, and today I'm joined here by C9 Zellsis. How are you feeling?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's a long day of Riot Media, but that's part of the job. So we're here and we're getting it done.
Well, I'll just hop right into it. We can expedite the process at least a little bit. So, just first question here: what have you kind of just done your time away, just in game, out of game, to help you get prepared for stage two?
I mean, for us, it was we picked up rookies, so I think getting prepared is just getting as much down on every map as possible, so that we're ready for every team and every situation and all that. It's not like a ton of time. And we don't get like the trial and errors for match times. We don't get to go out and lose matches and then come back to the drawing board. It's like it's do or die now. I think we have to basically win almost every match or close to it. So I think for me, it's just getting as much work done as possible within the server or outside the server with the new guys, and then making sure I'm taking care of myself, whether it be like eating healthy food or working out or getting good sleep, like just things of that to make sure that my mind stays sharp and I'm ready to go at all times.
And I just want to say it's completely random. I watched that Mecha Chameleon video you guys did at least three times. That video is way too funny.
That
That
that was a good one. I enjoyed that. I
when you
enjoyed that one a
when
lot.
you snake fireball off that time, oh, I'll leave you here. That's messed up, man. That was messed up. So, next question here. So, when you guys do your kind of post game podcast that C9 does, just how does that affect team morale after wins, losses?
Um, I think after wins, it's always easy to do content and like do podcasts and stuff like that. I think after losses is like when it's really hard, just because like you're kind of replaying like all the rounds and like you don't really want to do anything. You kind of just want to go home, get food, and just kind of like you know relax basically. But I mean, it's yeah, I think doing podcasts after match, right after matches is, I mean, it's something C9 has always kind of done. I think even when I was with them the first year, they kind of did that all the time. So I'm used to it. Do I prefer it? Probably not. But at the same time, it's something that has to get done, and it's something your organization asks of you. So I think after wins, it's super easy to get like just busted out. You're running off adrenaline and a high from winning. So I think the hardest part is just losses and then having to go and do it.
Mhm. So, it's just kind of been a thing they've done for a while, you said?
Yeah, I think
So,
C9's always done something along the line, whether it may not have been a podcast, but like they've always done something along the lines after matches where it's like you go and talk about the match, whether it's like a play or whatever in a clip, and then you speak about it. I think this year they're doing podcasts, so yeah.
okay. It's kind of enjoyed watching them just when they pop up. I got now. I'm like, oh, let me check this out. So, just a couple questions from like the presser. You talked a little bit about Summit, but just what are your kind of personal feelings on the map, and just what do you think of it? How do you think it'll affect the map pool?
Um, I mean, I think it'll be a good map for sure. I think there's a lot you can do on it. I do think it. I I mean I said before, but I'll say again, I wish that they did something a little bit more like crazy or wild with the new map. But I still think adding like the little hexagon things you can shoot and close the doors is good. I think yeah, like I said, it reminds me a lot of like um Road and Pearl and stuff like that. Like you have like a middle and a catwalk that kind of just like looks the same. So I think it'll kind of play it the same almost in a sense. I do think the I do think like CT or defense like spawn is a little bit weird. Like I feel like it's just like a maze of like, little ratty holes or like hallways and stuff like that. And the rotates are very long. So it'll be interesting to see how people play the map. I think we'll see a lot of different kind of play styles on it. So yeah. I mean I so far I like it. So yeah.
Just if you can like talk a little bit about it, just from your time playing ranked or scrims, how do you think mid control is super important on a map like that?
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna just leave that up in
Okay.
the air for now until someone like officially plays it or if people get a read. I'm gonna leave that up in the air for now.
All right, no leaks here. No leaks here. Okay. So, oh, you'll talk in the presser just about Sage and Harbor just kind of being underrated picks. Do you think we'll see an upswing in their pick rates just kind of across the entire league with their spot in the meta and with the Senti? How that role is
Um,
kind of playing out?
I mean, Sage has always kind of been like a niche pick. I feel like teams have always played her. Like certain teams have always played her, even when like she wasn't very good. Teams like Paper X was playing her, or You have a lot of EU teams playing her. So I think Sage was always kind of just like that niche pocket pick. But for Harbor, we've seen a lot of teams switching back to Harbor now. On maps like Breeze. People were playing him on Pearl when Pearl was out. So I think his kit is just very like strong, and like his cove is 20 seconds. He has a long wall, he has a blind. His ult is basically a blind and another wall. So like he's very good for like post plants and retakes and stuff like that. I just think his kit is very good. I just think he's very you have to play him a certain way, and I think you have to play your team has to play around him a certain way because like it's very hard to run him as like a solo controller. I feel like you kind of have to play double controller. And I know there is some teams that run him solo controller, so uh like when you're playing in solo controller, you're down smokes a lot, right? So you kind of have to play a little bit slower, or you have to be a little bit more methodical with your cove and your wall. Maybe you need cages, vice versa. Like there's a ton of things you could do. I think he's I just think he's yeah, I just think he's underrated, undertuned because or not undertuned, sorry, underrated and underplayed because I think people just kind of don't understand him.
Yeah, because as I say, I think it comes from like not understanding and also just it kind of always being a off the side pick. Not many people picked it, so it's kind of harder for people to what's the word I'm looking for? Just people are less willing to pick up something they're not sure about.
Yeah,
So
comfortability.
yeah, just people would rather just play something they know already than try something new. Okay, so just with this kind of being the last champs of the franchising era, just how does C9 look to finally try to push qualify for champs and qualify for this international?
Well, it being the last champs of the like the actual franchising era, C9 hasn't made an international, so it'd be a Cinderella story for it to be the last one. It would be nice, and I haven't been to Shanghai ever before, so making it and having the year that we had and making it would be that'd be great. That would be great. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, that would be wonderful. I would love that.
Just with the with we kind of talked about again in the press conference with the play in tournament coming up and the playoffs just being in Brazil. I mean, just does that add any extra kind of motivation knowing it's in a different place? You'd get to go somewhere else completely.
Yeah, I mean, for me, for sure. I think, I spent so long traveling. I think like not being able to travel at all this year was kind of like disheartening for me, just because half of the job, or not half of the job, but like a big part of the job is like being able to travel. That's like one of the benefits, going to see new places, getting out of your wherever you live, etc., and just being able to be somewhere else and just do other things and experience other things is like a big part of it. So for me, I enjoyed doing that a lot, and I like seeing new places, new experiences, trying new food, getting to know new people. You go somewhere, you just make friends, whatever the case may be. So going back to Brazil would be nice.
We talked also just about the lock in, going to lock in against the like with the Brazilian crowd. I mean, say you're there playing against a Brazilian team. Do you like kind of being the villain team, the team who people are cheering against?
I do. I think coming from Sen, at least everyone hated us, but everyone loved us at the same time. So I assume that's going to kind of be like the same thing. But at Lock-In, I always had a good time with the Brazilian crowd, whether it was banter or, I think there's a clip of me in like a tank top and like a hat and like sunglasses. And I'm just like blasting music, dancing with the crowd. Like it's just all a good time to me. I like having a good time, and it makes everyone else, if you're having a good time and everyone else have a good time, it makes the environment a good time. So yeah.
That crowd, the Fnatic versus Loud game was absurd. That crowd was one of the craziest ones I think VCT's ever had in kind of any tournament ever.
It was one of the greatest matches too.
That I mean, I've rewatched that a couple of times even since then. I mean, it's just ridiculous watching it. So, because with the roster moves the team made towards the end of stage one and during the time off, what do you think will separate the Cloud9 of stage two from the Cloud9 of stage one?
Um, I think what separates stage two to stage one is you'll see hopefully a bit more like cohesive teamwork. I think stage one after kick, I think during kickoff we looked really good. And then I think people kind of didn't believe anymore in the system and in each other. So then we struggled a little bit and lost some confidence as individuals. So I think during stage one, you kind of noticed that in our losses and our gameplay. But I'm hoping now for stage two, we've kind of with the changes and everything, we've brought that back, and hopefully we'll look like a unit again.
Okay. And then going into your first game of stage two, you'll be facing up against Sentinels. I mean, just how do you feel going into that game?
Listen, if I have to trade beating Sentinels to losing the other four matches, I will do that because then at least I have that I can beat Sen. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I need.
Well,
I can't lose to Sen.
my next question was, does it being at your former team make it any more exciting? But I think you kind of just answered it right
Yes,
there.
yes, it does. It does indeed. It makes it all the most exciting. Get to beat John QT. Get to beat Sentinels. You know,
Well,
then I
see,
could say they still need me. They need me.
you can go on Twitter. Oh, think about the impressions that it'd get. Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
then just to wrap it up here, do you have any last words for the C9 fans?
Honestly, if we have any left, I appreciate you and thank you. And I know this year has been a wild roller coaster, but we're trying to get it done. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Well, so thank you very much for your time and good luck to you in C9 and stage two.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Have a great rest of your day.